AmFacTube welcomes you once again. Today's session is going to discuss on another topic, very important. Please move on to the presentation.
Bruce Tuckman's model of group development. This is a widely accepted model for a small group development. Let's look at what are the different features understanding on Tuckman Ladder. Tuckman Ladder is social psychological analysis developed, which is very helpful in developing small groups for a particular project or a particular mission, especially when the members are new and fresh to each other, not knowing previously. Using this model, a professional can help a new team come together and work effective sooner. Bringing a new group of people together who do not know each other and helping them unite with a common purpose takes time. So here, the psychologist Bruce Tuckman put together a path that groups can follow to get to a high performance phase very faster. Bruce Tuckman was a psychologist in Naval Medical Research Institute in Bethesda, USA. In 1965, he started developing this principle. He was a professor emeritus who spent almost 50 years as a pioneer in education psychology. Let's look at Bruce Stackman Ladder, his proposal. He was given around 50 articles by his boss in Naval Medical Research Institute. His name was Irwin Altman, which was a collection of various social psychological articles published, which was very relevant and subject matter oriented. So with these 50 articles, he started reading and doing research, by which he developed through a group therapy, training group, natural group, and laboratory task. Through this, he developed a 4-stage model. Let's look at that. How is the formation in a small group development? The very first stage is called forming stage. Then comes the storming, norming, performing, and later one more stage, the 5th stage, was developed in 1977, which is called adjourning. Let's look at these stages in detail. The stage number 1, forming. It is characterized by determining, confusion, optimism, suspicion, wondering, very polite each other, but tentative. So at this stage, everything is new. Forming and developing effective relationships, learning to work together and identify shared goals is paramount at this stage. Group facilitators or leaders play a more dominant role in this stage, helping the group function, identify appropriate behaviors, shared goals, getting to know each other and identifying their roles, responsibilities, tasks, standards and processes. For teams with new leadership, mission or members, this stage is a period of testing behavior and dependence on formal or informal group leadership for guidance. Group members are oriented themselves to the tasks, discovering what behaviors are acceptable to the group. This stage is characterized mainly by the following features, as we have already seen. This will have a lack of unity. Dependency on the group facilitator or group leaders will be more. There will be an unknown interpersonal relationship status among the team members. But polarization around initial issues or tasks will be there. Attempts to identify tasks in terms of relevant parameters, decision on the type of information needed and how it will be used, tests of behavioral expectations and ways to handle behavioral problems, formation of a leadership hierarchy, intellectualizing, discussions of symptoms or problems, referrals to the tasks, minimal work accomplishment. So these are the characteristics, features of a forming stage. Then the stage 2 comes, which is called storming, as we are seeing on the animation. It's a stage at which people start doing a storming or brainstorming, but debates, conflicts arises. So during this stage, group members typically have emotionally responses to the task demands they start to recognize. They may become hostile or overzealous. Also react emotionally to the extent of the task demands and to the perceived requirements for half change and self-denial. The characteristics of this stage are infighting, frustrations, competition, conflict, concern, tension, disruption and fragmentation, disunity, concern over excessive work, establishment of pecking orders. So after storming stage, it goes to the norming. Here, the group members accept the group and even accept the idiosyncrasies of fellow members. The group becomes an entity by virtue of its acceptance by the members. Harmony is of maximum importance, and task conflicts are avoided to ensure harmony. An attempt to achieve maximum harmony by avoiding conflict, we can see over there. A process will be maintained, setting goals, acceptance, team spirit and cohesion. Facilitation activities for this stage. As a facilitator or a group leader, this is the stage to start stepping back and let the group self-manage. Group facilitators can now focus on enabling and steering from the back as required. So team building activities or events can help groups move through this stage in a very smooth manner, the norming stage. Then it will go, the small team will go to the fourth stage, which is called performing. Yes. Now that the team has established its interpersonal norms, it becomes an entity capable of diagnosing and solving problems and making decisions. This stage is not always reached by groups. Characteristics of this performing stage are openness to other group members. They know each other, they understand each other and start sharing. There is a mutual trust developed. Cohesion and mutual support. Constructive self-change is undertaken. Open communication will be developed. Open teamwork, resourcefulness, problem solving, accomplishment. A great deal of work will be accomplished. The facilitator very much has a light touch by this stage. The group will be focusing on completing tasks, very effectively delegating roles and activities. So the Tuckman Ladder consists of these 4 stages. And in 1977, the 5th stage was added called adjourning. This stage recognizes that many groups may decide to disband or separate after their task has been achieved. This is to be expected, as some groups have definite tasks and measurement of success. Subgroups may form out of the closure of the main group. Some members may wish to remain in the old group, while others may leave. These processes are common and the life cycle of a group starts over again. The separation of the group doesn't necessarily indicate failure, rather it can indicate the success as well. So these are the 5 stages of Tuckman Ladder of group development. So what are the points we could understand from these stages? Because of these stages result in a minimal group output, it is tempting to try to rush through or short circuit these stages in the hope the group can achieve peak productivity quicker. When we see a storming or frustration and various slow moving in the group, we need to realize this is the process by which a team will go through and attain a norming and a performing stage. Just as individuals go through predictable stages of growth depending on age, experience, maturity and other factors, Tuckman proposes that groups go through similar predictable stages. The duration of each stage bring upon factors such as individual and team maturity, task complexity, leadership, organizational climate and external climate. Groups can become fixated at various stages. So in the form and norm stages, group members can be encouraged to agree with one another that there will be no surprises and therefore an atmosphere of trust can be achieved earlier. That is at norming stage. Progress towards norming stage can be made faster. This is a way of allowing interpersonal issues to be put aside in favor of task issues and for the team to move focusing on performing. Now let's understand how the team effectiveness vary across the time through these stages. Forming stage, the effectiveness droops down, pass through storming and rise up to reach norming stage, then it peaks up to performing, then again comes down to adjourning stage. So very interestingly, this model was case studied under different situations of small groups development. One of such studies were done in American University in Emirates, taking 25 people and on negotiation course, making them into 5 different groups. It was studied. And similar way, another case study published was on a nursing, University of Iowa College of Nursing. A similar study was done by grouping different health professionals, nursing professionals, into a new project. Hence, we can see Bruce Tuckman, who had in 2016, could develop a very dependable model which can be applied to various team development or small groups, especially. In AmphaTube, definitely we shall discuss very useful, informative sessions in future as well. Thank you so much.
How was the presentation? Hope you could enjoy. It was very useful information, and make your comments and experience and suggestions for further topics will include in the upcoming sessions. Let's meet up again. Thank you.